I was at a knife show this last weekend, and I had this knife here on my table, and after a while I started encouraging people to pick it up because just about every single person who did was amazed by how lightweight it is. It is obviously a good size knife. I forged it fairly thin on the spine here, but it is incredibly light, fast in hand. It balances well. The blade itself has an antique finish. The antique finish has a couple of advantages. Whoops, let me get in focus there. First advantage is that it's fairly easy to do, so I can keep the cost of the knife low. And the second advantage is, let me show you what the piece of metal here. Here's a punch I have. I can take this and like that. I'm not worried about screwing up the finish of my blade. It takes quite a bit of abuse. I have my own personal camp knife, has a finish like this, and I pound through a lot of stuff, and it will get little smudges on the blade that you can just scrub off with 400 grit sandpaper. So the handle is oak. It is a mortise tang, so I've split the tang down the middle here. I mill out I split the handle down the middle. I mill out where the tang goes here. The tang comes back to right about where the end of the wrap is. And then I glue everything back together, and instead of just relying on glue, I also have some mechanical fixtures to hold it. So I have this lanyard tube here that's been flared. I have a peened pin right here. Underneath this is another pin that's peened that's also goes through the tang of the knife, holding everything together. Then I wrap the handle in paracord, and I soak the whole thing in epoxy. So this handle is solid and not going anywhere. If I ever needed to take it off for any reason, I'd have to grind it off. The knife comes with this sheath here. This is a Kydex sheath. I purchased the Kydex press just for making these. The Kydex sheath is made, the belt loop is made so that you can take it off using these 4 Chicago screws here and put it over on the other side, so you can do a right or left hand carry. Or you could take it off completely and just use the slots that I have here to strap it to a pack somehow, like on the back. The knife slides in and snaps nice and securely. It doesn't come out for any reason. And if you want to when you want to get the knife out, you grab a hold of the handle here, just put your thumb on the Kydex and give it a little bit of a push, and it slides right out. Now the handle is large, and I did that intentionally. It's almost like a 1.5 hand type handle. I did that because when I'm in my yard and I'm hacking through brush, sometimes I like to choke way down on the handle to give me some more speed up at the tip, and also to keep my hands away from briars and stuff like that. So there is my 5160 forged camper. By the way, I forged the knife out, I forged the bevels in, I forged the tang out. So this has all been forged either by hand or with my new awesome power hammer. And there you go. Let me know what you think.